Hello, hello, and welcome to another Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine. We've got actually a couple of different business spotlights in here. We are going to be talking about healthy entrepreneurship and how to create that healthy entrepreneur. I've got some friends I'm going to bring in. We are on the Own It platform, taking center stage. I'm going to bring these ladies on in. Come on in, Coach Linda, Coach Karen. We've got our hello, good morning, ladies. We've got our conscious parenting coach, Linda Burke. We also have our holistic health coach, Coach Karen Scott, in the house this morning. And again, we are talking about creating a healthy entrepreneur. So welcome, welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So the question. Let me go ahead and bring our. Oh, there we go. All right. So our question for our panel here today is: as an entrepreneur, how do we schedule family time? Because it's really hard trying to just balance everything that it has to do with being an entrepreneur, especially if you are a solopreneur where you are doing everything yourself. So let's talk about it, ladies. So how do we do it? How do we schedule that family time? Who wants to start?
Well, the idea of control is such a major thought starter for people. Mm-hmm. People that are entrepreneurs tend to want to control everything. And in fact, the family time is the one thing you can't control. It's all about what the family, what other people want, and whether they want to be with you or not, and how old are the kids we're talking about. I have adults at home. Many parents have young people at home who have schedules of their own. Yeah. And then you're trying to build a business too. It's a lot having to do. So the first thing I suggest is people calm down. Mm-hmm. They stop and really think about what it is they want to do. Mm-hmm. I don't know, Karen, what do you think?
Well, I agree with you because a lot of times we do tend to want to do everything.
Yeah.
But then when we're doing everything, we're really not getting anything done. For me, I'm going to really really go back in history because for me, I used to work for corporate America. So, the illustrious 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
And the things that I did actually took me some time to overtime. And I was talking to my mother one day, and she said, I don't care how many hours that you work there, you need to make sure that you spend time with your daughter. Because at that time, I was a single parent. So she's like 4 or 5 years old. Mm-hmm. And so this planning that we do when we're scheduling our appointments and our time, I chose to take that planning into effect, not just for business, but for personal. Okay, what day would be a good day to spend time with my daughter?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So plan.
That's a great idea.
Plan.
That's a great idea.
What we're going to do, sometimes, like you said, sometimes I knew what we were going to do. And then other times I would just say, okay, we're going to just go here. But Thursdays was our day to get our hair done. Tiff, we talked about this before.
Yep.
Get our hair done. And then afterward, we may go to the bookstore, or whatever she wanted to do. And so those were things that I did. And then Saturday would be her day. And we would do things on those days. Sometimes it didn't always work that way, but my daughter's now 32 and we still do that. Like, I'll just say, you know what? For lunch, we're going to go for a walk in the park because she works from home too. So we go for a walk in the park. My husband works during the week. We'll talk about him probably in the next comments or whatever. But for as a child, whether they're smaller or an adult, like you said, you have children or adult children at home,
Mm.
just even if it's just a few minutes, you just want to just take a walk outside or maybe pull away from the computer and just have conversation. We do morning devotions. That's what we do in the morning, my daughter and I, while I'm packing my husband's lunch. So, it's just those things that help with family life. It
Mm.
really does, because it is hard to make that harmony with work, yourself, your family, community, church, whatever it is. But you
Mm.
just like you put yourself first on the calendar, put your children in there as well.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I know for me and my son, a lot of times we'll try to find those. He loves Netflix, shows and things, and he gets me right on in with it. And even if it's something that I really didn't think I was gonna really be interested in, okay. And I like Stranger Things, for example. That was the big thing,
That was a
And
good
I'm like,
show.
oh, I don't know about that. But when I actually sat down, because he wanted me to sit down with them, it's like, hey, you know what? Like, let's either like eat dinner and watch that, or let's
Yeah.
watch it after dinner or something. All right, cool. And that really, I end up really liking it. I mean, we got to the end of it, and it's like, oh wow, okay, well, like what's happening next?
What's next? Yeah.
So
I,
yeah, so even something little like watching a show we can do,
Mhm. You're feeling better for that too, because when you said that, usually because this is like the Christmas season for us, and my
Oh,
daughter's like, "Mom, let's just stop everything we're doing at 6 o'clock and watch a movie." So 2 days a week for the last
oh,
6 months, we've been watching movies, and like you said, sometimes it's movies that I'm just like, okay, and then when you get to watching it, it's like, oh, okay, I can get with this. And the thing is, it relaxes you
yeah,
when you're done, because you spent that time just not thinking about work,
mhm.
outside, whatever you're dealing with. You just sitting there with your young person, your young adult, and you're just looking at a movie together and having dinner, and just it just kind of just gives you that feeling of, okay, I can relax a little bit.
right,
So yeah,
yeah,
and I think that's beautiful when you just take that time. I think that's the key word. Take time, make time. Even
Mhm.
if you don't think we have time, just take that time and make that time. If you have to drop everything that you're doing for that moment, then
yeah,
do so. Because sometimes if it's not going to get done then I'm sure it's okay, God willing, to wait until
It'll get done.
yeah.
that's
And
right,
I
that's
think
right.
it's very important to be intentional,
Hmm.
to
Yeah,
really make it be thoughtful
Hmm.
about what you're trying to accomplish.
mm-hmm.
To be so that you can put everything into the proper perspective.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
My kids were always very, Mom, what are you doing? What are you into? And so, which was always really nice, and they still are.
Hmm.
So they're very involved in what I do
Hmm.
as an entrepreneur. They're like, what is it you're trying to accomplish? And Tiffany, when you say about watching shows the kids recommend, my kids teach me every day about something I didn't know about.
Hmm.
I'm like, I didn't know that worked like that. They're like, oh, Mom,
Yeah.
you're so old. I'm like, yeah, that's why
Some-
I'm the mother. But they teach
Mhm.
so much
Yeah.
yeah,
every day. And so then they help me. I mean, with my podcast,
Hmm.
the kids are like, no, Mom, don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Here, do it this way. Buy this, um, uh, I'm looking at it right now, but buy this microphone, but
yeah,
get this halo. I'm like, I had no idea.
Yes.
So as an entrepreneur, I think learning from our kids,
Yeah.
just because we're the parent doesn't mean you can't learn.
Can't
That's
learn from
true.
them. That's
I
right.
agree.
That's
And
right.
that's so true because I do learn a lot from her as well. Because
Yeah.
there's some things that, different, comments or statements that's made, and she'll say such and such. I was like, oh, that's what that means? I didn't know.
Right.
I
Right.
know
Yeah.
how to.
You
You're
know,
cracking me up
yeah,
now.
yeah. And then
Or the
she'll
technology,
technology.
they
Yes,
can really, the kids can help
definitely
us with
the
that technology because they know
Yeah.
it like the back of
Because
their
they
hand.
know like a thing. And I was a computer, technology major, but I'm saying she's so up on it because, like you said, because they're more in tune. Like I
Right.
try to stay up on it, but she shows me a lot about, the
technology.
lighting, the type of, you know, photos to take for, my website and, different things. And I showed her my article for the PFF magazine and she goes, Mom, that looks great, but you
I
might
was
do
I was
this.
gonna say it sounded like she had a butt there.
You might
Uh-huh.
want to do this. And she goes, so the next time when you do your article, she goes, just run it by me. You won't be bothered. Because sometimes I think I'm bothering because she does work too. And she goes, no, because sometimes the second, set of eyes are better. So yeah,
That's right.
you do learn wisdom. Yeah, as a parent, they get it from us. But the thing about it, when you learn the wisdom from your children, don't negate it or
No,
get like
right.
annoyed, just like, you know what? Thank you for that because now I know for the next time what
That's
Mhm.
right.
to do
That's right.
because, they were placed here to help us just as we were placed here to help them. So yeah, listen to your children. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
absolutely. Moving from a parent doing to a parent being.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
really
Yes.
a shift.
Yes.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, but it's worth doing.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
So we are going to go ahead and cut to a quick commercial break, and then we will be right back with creating a healthy entrepreneur and how to connect with your family. All right, and we are back. That was our Mupo TV advertisement there. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our contributing writer, Mariana Santos with Brazili Fitness. Today is the Brazili Dance Instructor program launch. So woohoo!
Yes.
I'm really, really excited about that. So everybody, anyone out there interested in the fitness program, either being in the fitness program or becoming a instructor, go to www.brazilifitness.com. All right, thank you so much. So we are back and we are talking about creating the healthy entrepreneur and just how to connect to the family. So, all right, we talked about the kids and, connecting with the kids, working with the kids, kind of, getting them involved in stuff as well. Let's talk about the spouses, the significant others, because sometimes there can be a little breakdown
Oh
in
my,
that.
you're making me laugh, Tiffany.
So let's talk about that because I know sometimes you have a situation where, the spouse is, they've never been an entrepreneur. They've only been that full-time, 9 to 5 grind. And you have maybe been in that, before. Myself, I worked, I did more than 9 to 5. I did like 9 to 9, okay, most days.
I was gonna say,
And I
yes.
mean, that was, sometimes 6 days a week as, in HR. But after leaving that and being able to, navigate my own hours, being seen at home, in my home office versus being away, it can kind of seem like, other things get thrown at me because, oh, well, you're at home, so you can do XYZ and you can do everything else, in between because you're home. So what does that look like, to you ladies? Like, is there any tips, anything that you can give our viewers, our blossoming entrepreneurs out there, just some tips on how to be able to navigate, in that?
Wow.
We're both, we're
Wow.
both learning every day, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it definitely is a learning process.
Yeah.
For me, because we started our ministry together, my husband and
Yeah.
I focus more on coaching. He's like he mentors, but he also works for UPS, and so his hours are a little bit different than mine.
Yeah.
So he leaves at 2. He's home after midnight. So that's the bulk of the day. And
Yeah.
so he tries to get a lot done during the day because in the beginning, like you said, Tiff, oh, you're home, blah, 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 blah. And I think one day I actually said, that might be all well and good, but I'm not twiddling my fingers. Need a little
Right.
help here. So, he tries now to, handle some phone calls and things before he leaves, for the day. And usually when he's having lunch, dinner, I actually try not to schedule anything at that time so we could just have our time to talk and see what's going on and, what can be done or what are we doing and why are we doing it and if we're doing it. And so I have to remind him sometimes because he'll still flip back a little bit and go, "Oh, did you get a chance to do such and such?" Da 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 da. And I'll go, "It's 9 o'clock in the morning." And I said, "I haven't even started reviewing my schedule yet." And so he goes, "Oh, I was just, not like being like a nag. I was just like, it's almost like putting that little reminder in there." So he's getting a little better at that because, my daughter one day said, "Now by now, you should know mommy's going to make sure that's handled, professionally." But, he's just, I guess he just feels like he has to say something. But, so we do our little lunch and we go over things that we need to do, especially now with the house being built and, on the weekend as a family, we kind of do that dinner watching the football games together or, spending time with other family members doing birthday celebrations or whatever. But it's just reminding you as a spouse, when your spouse is an entrepreneur, that that's what they do.
Right.
That's their that's
That's
their
their job.
home, that's their home job. They might be home, they might have it an office, solo office, but that's what they do. And take it serious what
Right.
they do because they take it serious. And,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and that support helps with
Yes.
moving forward what you need to do, which like I said, every day it gets better and better, but you got to remind them that
Yeah.
I'm doing this. This is the purpose that God has for me. And I'm passionate about what I'm doing, and I'm going to serve as many people as I'm going to serve, but
Mm-hmm.
do it with that passion. But it's also, like you said, Tiffany, it's also my job as to what I do.
Yeah.
I even have to, get that reminder. So as a spouse, whether you're the husband or the wife or both, because you both can be entrepreneurs, just as serious as you're taking it is as serious you should take it. Even to the point where you can say, is there something I can help you with?
Mm-hmm.
Because that could be a pattern of being thoughtful. And so when you're
Mm-hmm.
thoughtful, then the spouse is like, okay, well, he is concerned or she is concerned about what
Yeah.
I'm doing. And then when they ask you if there's something that they can help you with, find something
Find something.
that they can help
Yeah.
you with, even if it's minimal, because it
Yeah.
does kind of relieve some of that.
Right. You were so
Yeah.
right, Cheryl. I think the one of the things that comes becomes an issue is the notion of boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Boundaries are not only limits, but they're protection for both
Yes.
sides.
Mm-hmm.
People can be very clear
Mm-hmm.
about what they need, going back to your point, but not stepping over into somebody else's
Right.
area
Right.
of expertise.
Right.
So clarity around boundaries
Mm-hmm.
helps everybody, and it really helps you become a healthier
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur,
Yes.
healthier woman,
Yeah.
healthier spouse.
Yes.
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 Boundaries are huge.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
And I think a calendar is huge too. You know, it was really my husband's idea to get a calendar that, you know, we could write on and we can erase, you know, that and be able to put what we're doing, you know, what I have going on, you
Yes.
know, even my son has a different one, you know, and then it's even what he has going on. If they're, you know, if he's got, you know, a project that he's doing or something, because he's now a, you know, I call myself a new entrepreneur. He's a baby entrepreneur. Okay. He's just like not even a year in yet, you know, so, but I still want to be able to support where I can there. But I know what you mean. Like when you say like involve them, because I remember my husband even going out to some of the boot camps that I, you know, did. I was doing beach boot camps and doing boot camps in the park and things.
Right.
And he was always there taking out my equipment and laying everything out because he watched me set it up so many different times to where, you know, he would just come out and I'm like, you don't have to worry about this. No, I want to. Okay. There's nothing I can say. I mean, because if I say no, and keep pressing the issue, then it's, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, I asked you if you want to help, you know, so now if they can come back later on and say, hey, you know, I want the help, they may be a little more apprehensive on helping you because they wanted to help people before.
Because they want to help you.
That's true.
Yeah. That is true. You know, and it's just like you said, Linda, all of this is the importance of creating a healthy you as you're on your entrepreneurial journey, because we too can kind of self-sabotage ourselves because trying to take everything on and not knowing when to step back. And one thing I'll tell you is so key for me. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to be silly. Take a moment. Silliness, smiling, laughter. That is like the number one. What do they say? For the soul, like laughter is great for the soul. You know, smiling is great for the soul. And even in my moments of not so good moments, like you said, not be able to harmonize things the way I want to, I still be like, you know what? I'm gonna figure this out, and I'm gonna, you know, find your favorite music. You know, have that playing in the background. You know, I do classical music, I do jazz in the background. You know, this all helps to release those endorphins, you know, so you could just feel that positive energy flow. And that's what we need with family, with our spouse, and with ourselves. We have to really think of those things to help us move forward in our entrepreneurial journey.
Definitely.
Great point, Karen.
Yes. So we are going to go ahead and cut for another commercial break, and then we're going to come back and talk about what it is. What does self-care look like for you? What is connecting with yourself look like? Because as entrepreneurs, we do forget about that. So we will be right back in just a moment.
Exactly.
All right, and we are back. Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. We are talking about creating a healthy entrepreneur. We have talked about connecting with your kids. We've talked about connecting with your spouses as an entrepreneur and how, what you need to do. Now we're going to talk about what self-care looks like, because as entrepreneurs, that's the last thing that we think about, especially when you got the other jobs on top of you as well, the mom job, the spouse job, the or significant other job, whatever that is, and then you have other things, right? Maybe you're a caregiver, so you've got this to deal with. Now you have a caregiving situation that you have to deal with, caring for an elderly parent or something like that. So there's a lot that comes into play here. So let's talk about, what does self-care look like for you ladies?
It looks, let's say it's a priority.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I have to wake up extra early to meditate or pray or just be still.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
that space there is nothing like being still
Yes.
and learning from within,
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because God or the universe is always speaking.
Yep.
Are you listening? That's my question. Am I listening?
Yeah.
Because I tend to want to control
Mm-hmm.
and be in charge of things and run things. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, I know how it's supposed to be. Laugh. Um, but uh, but when you stop and just like Karen did a wonderful breathing exercise
Yeah.
with us before we started,
Thank
but
you.
it's
Good. So
being
good.
centered is so powerful. And
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing how things work out when you're centered.
Mm.
Yes, that's so true.
Wow, that
Uh,
is so true. And thank you
Yeah.
for that. Yeah, exactly. Before you even, for me, before I even get out the bed,
Yeah.
I'm already, thanking God, having gratitude, just meditating on various scriptures and, you know, doing, like I said, the speaking positive life to yourself, whether
Yeah.
you do the alphabet or whether you have words that you can speak or inspirations that can inspire you, because people can motivate us all they want,
Yeah.
but what are you doing to inspire and
So,
motivate yourself? So
Yes.
I do all that before I even get out of the bed.
Mhm.
And then it's just like, then I just, like you said, you just lay there and you just be still. And you
Mhm.
said, be still, be still. Do be still and know
Mm.
that I'm God. And then I just take it all the way back. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know. Be
Mhm.
still. Be.
be.
Just be. Like you said, be centered, not self-centered. Be
Yeah.
centered
That's
so that
right.
you can hear him speaking and
Mm.
you can feel yourself listening so
That's
that
right.
you know how you're going to proceed on with your day. Because
Mhm.
once or twice, I did not do that.
Ah,
I knew it because my day was, and then I just stopped in the middle of the day and then I did it. And then the rest of the day kind of flowed better. It's just amazing when you don't take that time just to
it
sit
is.
back, listen. Yeah, you might have just woke up, but it's okay. Just
Right.
take a moment. Don't jump right out.
Mm.
Be
Yeah.
grateful for just seeing another day. I just had a
That's right.
birthday on
Yes.
Monday, and I'm
Happy
grateful
Your
to
birthday.
birthday is Monday,
Thank
mine's
you.
tomorrow.
Oh,
God.
happy
My
birthday.
God, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you as well. And I'm grateful for God that I reached at 66.
Really?
And I
I'm,
always
I'm a
laugh.
year behind you.
Oh, okay. I always
We're,
laugh.
we're
Make a say,
together.
am I really 66? Because if you look at it this way, I'm gonna say this real quick. If you look at it this way, we're already in our mother's belly for 9 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3 months after that is 12 months. So you're already like almost, you got to
Oh,
come back
yeah.
around for that year. So sometimes I was like, am I really 66? But it doesn't matter because I'm just grateful that God has given me optimal health and wellness and gave me the mindset to take the time to take care of me. You
Yes.
take
Well,
care
yeah.
of me. Even throughout the day, you're at your desk, get up. If you don't go
Yeah.
outside, just get up,
Yeah.
walk
Stretch.
around, stretch. You know,
You're
it's
right.
get the legs moving, get the arms moving,
Spend some time
fingers
outside.
moving, just take that time. We need to do that,
That's
and
right.
before you go to bed. Shut
Yeah.
down all these technology. Couple
Oh,
hours
yeah.
before you go to bed.
Give yourself 2 hours. I know it's hard, but
But
you
your body will thank you for it
it
because
Yeah.
really will.
you're not going to sleep with all that noise going on
Stuff
in your head.
going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So,
So, oh goodness, I love just staying centered. I mean, I start my day out with, my prayer, my meditation, but I think for me, my self-care really is working out, getting my body moving. And, I like pushing myself to those limits. I
mhm,
enjoy, I mean, and this sounds really strange, but I enjoy feeling that pain. I enjoy feeling that muscle ache,
mhm.
because I feel like I've challenged myself, and
Yeah,
that really is my self-care,
exactly.
because of coming from being stuck in that hamster wheel of
Mm,
life, getting to,
mhm.
the worst health, of my life, really. I mean, being extremely heavy, feeling the joint pain, all that
Right.
stuff, and not even being able to hardly walk up the stairs without, getting, feeling winded.
Mm,
To
Wow.
now, I'm like, no, when I do that, it's just, it taps into me, and it really is just me saying, thank you, Lord, just,
yeah,
over and over,
yeah,
because I'm just so grateful for the journey.
yeah.
So that definitely is my self-care, is my working out. But I love getting out of nature as well. I mean, I think my neighbors think I'm a little crazy because, I mean, the grounds outside aren't necessarily the most pleasant, but I like to ground. So I
Yeah,
will go
Yeah.
out
Oh, yeah.
barefoot,
yeah.
and hey, I'm just gonna wash my feet when I come back. I mean, come on
Exactly,
Exactly.
exactly. We do
now.
the same
But that
thing.
I gotta do that
We do
daily.
the same thing. I go outside, I walk in my yard, and then sometimes we'll just go walk to the park,
Yeah,
just to get out and enjoy God's beauty. Just,
that's right.
just, just sitting in the middle of a path and looking up and
Yeah.
looking at all the
Yeah,
beautiful trees and hearing the birds and all
that's
the,
right.
the deer over here and the beaver over here is and to be that close in nature like that.
That's
Mhm.
right.
But we were meant to be here with everything here. God wouldn't have placed it like that. We were
That's right.
meant to live in harmony with all these, different type of birds and insects and
Mm-hmm.
some of them I ew at, but because it's like, ooh, a bug. And it's a little bug, and I'm just like, ooh. But anyway,
Oh,
just
my God.
enjoying that. That's a great self-care moment too. Like you said, Tiffany, just taking that time out and going out and walking in nature and just enjoying that and just feeling the light breeze run across your face or the sun beaming down. And even if it rains, it's just nice being out there in that rain and just feeling
Mhm.
that because it
Yeah,
just does the body good. It
it
really does.
does. It does.
Yeah.
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 So, ladies, look, we have been having so much fun. We have already hit our half hour and gone over, but that's okay because I
Oh,
still
my.
want to hear. Give me some words of encouragement, some words of wisdom that you want to share with our audience today before we close.
Wow. I want to think. I saw something yesterday. Uh, it was a phrase that said, wander, ponder, and be. And
Mhm.
I think for me as a entrepreneur, as a woman, as a mother, it's like I learn more when I wander.
Mm-hmm.
I learn more when I ponder.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And when I just am still and and it's okay. It all comes out
yeah,
to the fore. I mean, I learn so much from everything.
Mhm.
And as an entrepreneur, I think that everything that happens is something to learn from.
Exactly. I agree. I agree with that. Um, as an entrepreneur, and leaving you with some words of wisdom, one thing that is important is yes, we were talking about self care, but understand that you matter.
Yes.
You matter more than you think.
Mm.
That's right.
Um, remove yourself from toxic people,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because we've all dealt with them and probably still dealing with them. But we have to know when to remove them because that's not going to help you along your journey because that's gonna block that journey because they're still kind of there. So you have to remove yourself from them, but always look for mentors and coaches that are entrepreneurs that you can like Linda said, that you can learn from, that you can feed
Mm-hmm.
off of. It doesn't have to be someone you know personally. I think we mentioned this a couple shows back. A mentor is anybody that gives you wisdom along your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Always, tap into these groups that are looking to grow, because my mantra for 2023 is to be faithful, fierce, and fabulous. And that's
Yes.
what you
Oh,
all are as you propel into
love
2023.
that.
Faithful, fierce, and fabulous, and you matter, and you can do anything you set your mind to do, and just try to bring everything into harmony and have that balance. Linda even mentioned it. Ponder,
Yes.
just sit
Yeah,
Yes.
for a minute and just understand what it is that you want. Know what you're here for, why you're doing it,
That's
and
right.
what are you going to do to get where you want to be.
That's right.
Stay
That's
faithful, fierce, and fabulous. Have an
faithful,
amazing
fierce,
day.
and oh, I love it. I love it. Look, I don't
yes,
even know
I
how to
love
follow
it.
that. I said, look, thank you, ladies, so much for joining me today for another conversation about just creating that healthy entrepreneur. When it comes to getting yourself fit, it is not just about being physically fit. It's about being mentally fit, spiritually fit, financially fit. It all runs hand in hand with just being the best that you can be. So I thank you all for joining in today. We will be back again next month for another Creating a Healthy Entrepreneur session. So I hope to see you there. Have an amazing day. And PFF Magazine, we are out of here. Take
Thank
care.
Thank
you.
you. Have a great day, everyone.